Hi, I'm Jocelyn from Wild Spirit Art. I just wanted to share my first Smash book with you. I was in Hobbycraft the other day and I saw that they had a big stand of Smash books and I was really interested in them, but you know, they were a little bit on the expensive side, and when I looked through them they seemed to be a little bit maybe a little bit generic for me, and I thought, well, I know that I've got some books kicking around at home, and I know I've got a ton of embellishments and papers and you name it, I've got it, so I can basically do my own. Now, I started off with a book similar to this one. I just got this from Paperchase. It's already got lots of different folders and sleeves and card holders and things in it, so that's a great place to start anyway. So this is the one I've had for ages. I used to use it as an organiser to keep the kids' school newsletters and things like that in, and try and keep myself organised. And so I pulled out the pages that I'd written on and took all the stuff out of it, and then I got stuck into my stash. I used pretty much only papers that I've already cut into. I have a monster pile of scrap papers, and it's great to be able to use those up. I also got into my several boxes of saved items, which I've never known what to do with. They collect, there's tickets, there's little photos, there's all kinds of things, little things I've saved from the kids' magazines because they're kicking around on the floor, and I think I'll add that to a scrapbook layout, but I never have, so I put them in here. Okay, so we'll get started. The first few pages I've just left blank for now. I figured that eventually I might want to write on these, or maybe if the book gets much fatter than what it already is, I might have to pull these out anyway. Okay, so the first page that I've actually done anything with is filled with tickets from when we lived in Luxembourg. They're all bus tickets, museum tickets. I've just had them kicking around thinking that I might use them in a scrapbook layout, but I never have. So they're on here. I think I might add a photo of me and the family on one of the buses in Luxembourg, because I know I've got one, and that might be quite interesting on there. Now this one is of my little boy when he was 3, and we used to sometimes eat in McDonald's when we lived in New Zealand. And I've saved this hamburger wrapper for goodness knows how long, and I'm finally using it. I know it's kind of strange to save hamburger wrappers, but anyway, it's the only one I saved, so it's on this page now, so it goes really well. And I also added some New Zealand stamps to it. I think it's really cute. Right, next is just some more blank pages ready to be filled. Right, this one is for my friend Jess and Paul. I've got a letter that Jess sent me in there. It's on really beautiful paper. I've kept it since 2006. Yay! And then there's some more photos from our trip when we went to Canada to go and visit them. All of these papers had already been cut into. These embellishments I've saved for years. It's really great to see them being used. The next one is for my brother and sister-in-law. It's not finished yet, but we're getting there. I've got photos of here of my niece and nephew, and a letter that my sister-in-law sent me on a postcard. I really like that. And a picture of my brother and me when we were young, and that's my brother and sister-in-law. And that's a newspaper article my brother was in, and a picture of him when he was a baby. And then this is my brother working in his studio. Next, these little badges and stickers, and even the background was all pilfered from my children. They, leave stuff scattered, lying around or whatever, and I scavenged it thinking I'm going to put it in my scrapbook. I haven't done that yet, but it looks fantastic on here. This background paper was a poster that was ripped, and so I cut it up and used it to put the background layer on, and I think it turned out really, really well. Next is little handprints from one of my little boys. I've got another few handprints on, you know, on paper around the place, so I'll dig those out at some stage and do a similar one for each boy. But it's really nice to have them in this book now so that they can be seen. I mean, it's so wasteful to have these treasured items stuffed in a drawer somewhere and you can't even look at them. What's the point in that? Now I sealed this with Mod Podge so that if it does ever get wet, because I do intend to take this out with me, if it does ever get wet it's not going to you know, run or anything like that. Right, next were these coupons. I don't even know why they were in the drawer, but there they were, so I thought, what the heck, I'll stick them on the page. These coupons you're supposed to use up when you next go shopping. Like, you can save £2.13 off your next shop if you use it before a certain date, but I haven't, so I feel really guilty about that, because I mean, basically you've given away £2.13 to the supermarket, but never mind, it's part of my layout now. I used some Dylusions ink and stencil over the top there just to give it a bit more interest, and some stickers that I'd had lying around for quite a while. Now this is blank, waiting for that perfect photo or receipts or whatever, I don't know. Maybe when we're out and about somewhere I'll save some things from a restaurant or something like that and add it to the page. I've got some postage stamps on there. Now these pieces here I just cut out from scraps, so it's a great way to use up those pieces, and just a bit of doodling around the page with a pen. It's really fast and really easy. That's just a little bit of gesso on there, just so that when I go to write on there you'll be able to see the writing a bit better. This one here, the background paper is a painting that my youngest son did, and I just cut it up and then Mod Podged over the top so that it won't run or get damaged, or you know, it's quite powdery paint, and it's not going to rub off on the embellishment anymore because it's all sealed. Now this one here is using up the last of a collection that I had, what was it, Bo Bunny Mamarazzi, and yeah, I've used a fair amount of it, but there was still quite a bit left, so I thought it would be great to use in this book. And these pieces are quite a good size for that kind of thing. This is not stuck down totally because I thought I could slide a photo in behind it and then glue it down, so I left that. And once again, Mamarazzi. Now with this one, I tried a little trick to get some more out of my collections, and you know how you get this sheet in with most of the basic grey sections. Well, these pieces here, I cut them all up and I made the flags. I mean, how, you know, that is for free basically, because you don't expect to use this piece, usually you throw it away. So I made the flags, they're all a great size and they will coordinate because they're from the same collection. So I did that with obviously this is from the Mallow collection. And then these little square pieces, if you're really careful, you can use the Tattered Flowers by Tim Holtz die, and the smallest flower will fit in the centre of those. Of course, if you get it off centre, you're going to cut one of the petals off, but I mean, what a great way to use up this one sheet, and all your flowers will coordinate because they're from the same the same collection. I think from now on what I'm going to do when I get a new collection is immediately do that with this sheet, and then put all of the flowers and tags into the package with the other papers, and then they'll all be ready to go for next time. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that. Now, with this layout, yeah, I've got some envelopes in the back, dinner money envelopes, and behind this paper, and I just slid these in here in case I want to journal, but I might just want to stuff some things in there like receipts or whatever, and I'm not going to go all the way down to the bottom because the envelope ends about there, so, and these are not attached all the way down, so I can slide things in underneath. Just some cards I'm saving in here. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with those yet. Here, this is another one. I've got quite a lot of this left over actually. Basic grey Destinations, I think it is. But yeah, I made a little tag that goes in there. That's a different, from a different collection. That's just a bit of recycled card. It's really fun. I don't know where that came from, but it's really cool. It's got like a embellishment. The brand on it is like the globe, and this piece of ribbon. I don't know where they came from, but I've saved them from something. Now this here is interesting too. Saving packaging. This is from the back of some rub-ons or some pops or something like that. Like this one here. This is the insert from the card. But it's got some nice design on it. You know, you might as well use it. It's, you know, what's the point in throwing that out? You know, get your punch out, punch it up, shape it, ink the edges. It looks fantastic. I mean, what's the point in throwing that away if you can use it? It's another one of my son's paintings.